Introducing the Nothing Phone 3.
Well, the first thing is there's no new flagship this year. Phone 3 is our flagship for 2026.
Well, you heard it here. Carl Pei, CEO of Nothing, saying that they are not going to introduce a new flagship for 2026. So the Nothing Phone 3 is the one that's going to carry it through. So they're standing by their hardware and they're not doing incremental upgrades. If you guys haven't yet, please make sure to subscribe and like this channel, because I would love to provide you guys with some more value around this experience of switching over to Android. I've been a heavy iOS user for a long time. I'm glad to see that they've included a nice transparent case, as well as this beautiful looking USB-C cable. Like, just look at that. I did unbox and use the Nothing Ear 3 recently, so I'm going to be doing a review of that soon as well. We're going to take a look at this extremely unique and very interesting phone, and definitely looks awesome for me personally. You can even feel the weight of the phone. It has this jewel effect, like something that the older iPhones used to give me. Look at that, huh? Aluminium glass, pretty standard layout, volume controls on the side. You've also got a little microphone up the top. Swapping it around to the other side, you've also got the power button and what they like to call the essential key. I wonder how that's going to play out, something we'll have to test and see. As well as a USB-C connection, speaker, and that's where the SIM sits, so it sits on the bottom of the phone. I like the size of it. It is a large phone, but it doesn't feel that extremely large in your hand. Now, there's a lot of engineering that's gone into this phone, so I really want to show you guys in a macro perspective just how much detail has gone into this design. So on the top right, we've got this screen with a Glyph interface, which we'll pair up and set up a little bit later on. But look at that three-dimensional layer that they've got going on underneath. We've got three 50 megapixel cameras, something that I need to test out and see how well they perform. But that's pretty interesting. And this is actually a button that sits kind of under the glass that allows you to change the different Glyph interfaces. So again, something unique that I haven't experienced before, and I would love to see how that actually plays out in the long run. So let's boot up this Nothing Phone 3. Got the little nice animation. Hello. What an interesting looking UI. They're definitely customizing the operating system. And from what I've heard and watched online, it is a very nice experience. Not too bloated, actually very smooth experience where they've invested a lot in the software to make that Android experience a little bit better than what's available on stock. So that's why a lot of people are liking the Nothing Phone 3, because there's no weird ads and no weird things. And just going by this setup here that I'm running through, I can already see that they've kind of focused a little bit on that design and language. Pretty straightforward. It's actually got a fingerprint sensor that's built into the display. Now, I'm used to using Face ID, not using a fingerprint. I haven't used a fingerprint sensor for a long time. So that's going to be a little bit of a change. As you can see, I've got to do obviously this little scanning setup, so it gives you guys some context on what you'll need to do if you actually pick one up yourself. Now, how well is this in comparison to other devices? Well, I've heard that the sensor technology that they're using isn't as good as some of the other flagships, but that's something I'll have to comment on later on when I actually test it and use it to see if there are compromises by going for that kind of middle range setup. Now, obviously being Android, we've got to log into Google and set some of those things up. It's a little bit tricky for me because I have a few things like Apple Photos where I switched over from Google Photos a long time ago. So moving all that stuff back over is going to be a bit of a pain, but we've got to do it for the sake of seeing how this phone actually operates in the long run. Now, meet the Glyph matrix. This is the interesting part about this phone and the context of a lot of debate. They moved away from those LED lights towards this little Glyph interface that can do a little bit more and provide more context, as you guys can see here from the demo. And they're also talking about the essential key here, which brings up this useful little notebook tracking setup, and I have to test that out too. Now, they're talking a little bit about the new update of what the software has come with. So obviously I haven't used it before, so I don't know what was there previously, but it's going to be fun to try out and muck around with all the different settings. And obviously they're customized, even the icons, so check that out. Like, it really does seem like a nice comprehensive UI. Really exciting. I can't wait to muck around with all the little different things. But I think before anything, we need to jump into the Glyph interface, because that's really the unique identifier here. So if we jump into the settings here, you'll see that they give us some control, and quite a significant amount of control, if I have to admit, where you can really go in and customize this to whatever you want to do, something that I have to spend some time with. So if you guys have any specific things you want to know, please leave a comment below so I can answer it in a further video.